Hello. Welcome to a very interesting after show. This is the after show for
I'm a murder
episode
pixie.
1 of Monsterhearts, I guess. It's not really in the Layla timeline. I'm going to definitely flip back over so we're using the correct overlay. There we go. Lauren's back in the GM slot.
Lauren, how does it feel to How does it feel to be the GM this time?
It's fun. I enjoy GMing. You are a lovely group of role players.
Don't lie. You were like, you guys need to ship things harder. More shipping. More shipping.
A little disappointed only because it was a one shot, and so I was like, we gotta get at least like 2 people's sex moves in here. But then you had sex with each other, and so that really got that covered for me.
And then I had sex with an NPC.
I think I'd love to do. This is actually the first time I've ever run Monsterhearts. I would love to do it as like I feel like 3 to 4.
I want to play more as this character.
Like a really nice.
No, I want to play more as this character. It's a lot of fun.
Slower burn. Because the problem with 1 is you're like, well, all these cool things happen when you hit your darkest self and when you have sex, and so like you feel like you have to rush.
I think everyone else is really interesting darkest selves. Like my one is kind of meh by comparison.
What is yours?
Mine is just like the dark powers talk to me and tell me to do things, and each one I do gets rid of one string they have on me. Like,
oh, I don't know.
It's become that you have to do what it says. So you become a crazy evil cultist person. Instead of subtly trying to get people killed, you actively are just going around murdering from the sound of it.
Whatever I feel like making her do.
Yeah,
that is true. It depends on the creativity of the GM. So with Lauren, it's probably actually okay, but like it's descriptively, it's not as interesting to read it. Whereas I guess everyone else is like really powerful ones.
Mine's not that powerful. Mine is pretty much how it was rolling most of the time anyway.
Oh, you need to enact vengeance against people, saying.
Yeah, the only thing I wasn't doing for it was the vengeance part every single time, but I was noting how many times I wanted to act of vengeance. And then what Ara did drove me over the edge. But I did promise to help her. So, I was helping.
I am not happy that you promised to help her.
I know, everyone's like, what?
You wrecked me in 2 moves.
I know, it was great.
It was amazing, but I'm so...
See, I'm just really disappointed that the Hellmouth was busy, because I was planning to take Gareth or Tyrell, maybe both of them, down to the Hellmouth, have sex with them, and then murder them, and add all my strings on them to, like, stab them, and just be like, yep, murder, death on Hellmouth.
Oh yeah, no, I know that was your plan. They were busy fighting a giant spider.
That's the old chestnut.
I'm sad we didn't get to play. I feel like we should have played a little longer.
Yeah,
it works better for multiple sessions because it's like now we want to have the aftermath of the fight. I've got to be de-poltergeisted, which is quite challenging, and then we've got to have everyone heal and everything. Because one of the abilities
I don't want anyone to heal.
When I spend time truly listening to someone else's struggles, they heal 1 harm and transfer the remaining harm to me. And I was going to have fun with that. I'm just listening to everyone's problems and then at some point just snapping and going crazy because I'd reach max harm and turn poltergeist again.
Yeah. I think this would be a very satisfying system to play over. I think it's not necessarily one I'd want to do for like a super long campaign because...
No, like maybe 4 sessions I feel like would be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you could probably go a bit longer than that. Like we were going quite slowly, cautiously through the first half, and then we realized, oh crap, there's time limits, and we started speeding things up. Like, we could probably do up to 8. I think over 8, you'd feel it.
I was running this like if I had not been trying to end this session, we would never have gotten to the party.
Yeah.
I'd probably still be on Thursday.
Yeah. Because there's like the way that it rolls, like it purposely does a lot for like the school home, like being at school and having the drama of school. Like it works really well with that. Especially my character. My character could go on of just like making people make promises.
Yeah, you were the queen bee. I mean, it would have been awesome to like play.
I felt like I wasn't doing as much though because all of you guys were getting experience and leveling up and doing all these things.
In the first half, we were like,
am I so weird?
oh, 3 experience. Let's make lots of promises. In the second half, no, promises bad.
I have regrets.
Yep.
I definitely was considering like after finding the sheep, like a couple days later, you were gonna find a dead body. Like there was, the husk of a student, and like escalate it that way. I love everyone was like werewolf, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's spiders.
Spiders.
Yeah.
Also,
that's why she took the fur. I was gonna inspect the fur later, but I never got to that.
The problem with establishing spiders as an enemy is doing research when you are arachnophobic.
Oh no!
So I didn't do any. I asked my girlfriend. She was like, "Let me tell you about what spiders do," and I was like, "Thank you." Like, yeah, they suck out your insides. Oh.
So were you cool listening to the details
You're
of
like,
what spiders do?
this further makes me not like spiders.
I don't have to look at pictures of it. I was like, she's like, yeah, they just like drain your insides, especially bigger spiders don't trap you in webs. Like, oh, cool.
Yeah, you know.
Was very interested in.
I just want to dress like this always. Can I just?
Oh yeah,
This
I like doing
always-
makeup as well.
I can join you. And we can have a wing party.
You can what me?
Have a wing
Wing
party.
party.
Oh yay! Murder fairy bros.
Fairy witch.
Yeah.
A fairy witch.
Complicated. I have a sweater on. This is proving to be problematic. Get down my shirt.
I'm pretty sure that came up some point during the game.
That was your character, dude. EE is like gets around. So does Josh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I
you
was
guys
having
were
so much fun just
far more
fucking
promiscuous
everyone.
than I was expecting.
Really?
I was hoping to fuck with the main characters at some point as well.
I was probably going to intentionally not allow them to be there.
Oh,
Just so. I mean, I liked that you winked at Barnaby. There we go.
There we go.
Trying to make my full size
My
one.
wings. I have like little ones at the bottom too.
They're fairy fetching.
Fairly fetching?
Fairy fetching.
Fairy
Love it.
fetching.
Yep.
I need to make ones that are like as long as my arms are.
I know. My cousin sent me a link to this lady who makes mechanical wings, like full on wings. And I was like, oh, I need those. But they are like $300, $400 for these mechanical wings. And I'm like, do I need it? I kind of need it, right? I need it.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm going to use it, but I need it.
how big are they?
They're huge. They're like bigger. Like I'd have to, back up pretty far for it. It's longer than my arm span.
Well, especially because the idea behind them is that they open. So
Yeah, and they come down kind of like like wings do on a bird, like a vulture.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
gonna say
so like they
perfect.
collapse and then they go out.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And I want Link.
Anyway, now that we're
Yeah.
done talking about cosplay, Monsterhearts is really fun.
It's
Yes,
a great
I
system.
like it.
The Powered by the Apocalypse 2d6 stuff is really good. Like
Yeah.
Apocalypse World, Dungeon World, Monsterhearts.
Yeah,
I
I like Apocalypse World more than Dungeon World. This feels more like Dungeon World. Because Dungeon World's like when you fail, you gain experience, which is cool because you learn from your failures. I get it. But I feel like it's better when you gain experience for actions. Just because it forces people to do stuff. The
Yeah,
thing
so
that
they pulled the experience system in this from Dungeon World. So both of them are ports of Apocalypse World, which is kind of like the original system.
Yeah, I wish we would have been able to do, because we normally do like a practice session for you guys that are watching the after show, so we can get used to like the system. Because I think I would have done a few things now that I know how it works, especially for Faye, because Faye's a lot different, and I think I did that once I realized at the end. I was like, all right, here's my chance to like enact my vengeance stuff.
Yeah, I think
But I
it was
was
like the first hour we were going slow because we were still figuring out our characters as much.
Yeah, I felt like I should have made people do more promises that were harder to keep.
Yes.
Mm.
But it was hard to come up with those without. That's why I was just. I don't know.
Like some of the ones where you like completely caught us off guard were so good. Like the one about being nice to Harriet and a couple of the other, like out of nowhere, it was great.
Yeah, like I actually agreed to like at least one of them by just like, no, I've seen Josh making that mistake. I'm not gonna make that mistake. Don't be mean. Yeah, sure, I won't be mean. Oh shit.
We all made promises.
Yeah.
This was an easy one though. It was don't.
I
tell
tried
anyone
not to like do
you
the
can
ones
walk the
where.
walls. It's like I've been doing that about myself for 4 years, so sure.
Yeah, and I that was the problem, is I didn't want to like force you guys to make promises that you wouldn't keep.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't personally make the
I like
promise
the
for.
don't
so-
lie one to you. I was like, I really want that experience. but at the same time, never lying. Ooh.
That's why everyone was like, "Whoa!"
That's one of those things that I really like their system of, like, you can tempt people to do stuff by essentially, it's like that carrot and stick, right? You can be like, you will get experience if you do the thing that I want. And so you're like, oh, I really want that experience. Oh, I guess I'll do what you want. And I think that's a really nice tool. To be able to
I think that
I just wish I could have learned the class a little bit more, because I think I would have done things a little bit differently than I did. But I guess it did work out in the end of that towards the end of with her being more powerful, I guess, in the sense of killing you guys.
Lots of strings.
Yeah.
Strings to pull.
But I don't know if you're right. Maybe Lauren, you might be right that I can only do it per promise instead of how many strings.
So the way that it is phrased, it suggests that you can do it if you have strings to spend. You can keep doing it, because if someone breaks a promise or a contract, you take a string on them, and then when spending, so I think it's if they break that promise, is spending that specific string. Even out the score and get justice on a broken promise. So I would still say, I would argue you can justify it. Again, this system is very based on being able to justify your actions narratively. So if you can say how this other string you happen to have on them can be applied to taking vengeance, because strings are really just representations of power that you have over other people.
Yeah.
So
I only used 2 on Harriet.
I would say if you could tell me how you do
Harriet made those 2 promises that they broke, and I only used 1 on Rose. So I feel like I didn't break the rule, but I think it could have gotten there if I used all of them, because I do have 1 string on Harriet that I didn't have through this process. Yeah.
But the thing is the strings that you have on people aren't necessarily directly tied to how you got the string. So there's some flexibility. So
that's what I was wondering. I was like, could I use all the strings, or because the way it's worded is I could.
I think you can, because you can gain a string on someone and then use it 3 scenes later to be like, oh, now I'm going to use it for them to get an additional harm. Normally you can actually just straight up add another harm to something that you're doing by spending a string.
My question is, when we were in the Fae and I rolled to turn you on and I rolled incorrectly, I should have got an 8, so it should have been a partial success. What would have happened had that scene played out differently?
Probably a lot of different. It probably would have been very different.
Would there be sexy times in the Fae world? Or would it just be you promise me something that you think I want? Because I think those are the 2 that normally is.
Your 3 are...
Or get embarrassed and act awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I can't remember what the emotions were going at that point, but I think it was realming towards more of that.
Ooh. Okay.
And this whole situation would have changed drastically if that was the case.
Less dead.
Because I would not have agreed with Ara at that point.
Damn it, I need to sleep with the more important people in the world. That's obviously what I'm taking away from this. Lessons for life.
I don't know. Harriet is pretty baller. The thing with Harriet, too, is Luna thought that Harriet liked her. That's why I had those strings on you to begin with. And then you were off getting it on with Rose.
I was being very manipulative. That was my whole thing. And I was going to try it with you as well, but it just didn't work.
See, and how I was interpreting it, because everyone's like, oh my god, Maggie's so mean. Luna also thinks that Harriet likes her. So that's another promise in her eyes that, was not kept.
Hence the murder pixie.
Yeah.
That is fair.
But honestly, Josh, you were way into that character. Also, same. A little creepy.
Yeah, very new characters. I'm there's some great skins. The ones you guys picked are fun, but there's some pretty fun ones. To play.
Queen Bee was also another tempting one.
Yeah, the Queen Bee looked fun. I actually really wanted to play the Ghost too. Bentham and I were Rochambeauing for it. I was Bentham, if you really want to play the Ghost, I'll let you. I was the Fae and the Ghost really intrigued me a lot. And the
Fae is really good.
It's a little on the nose, but the witch is a lot of fun.
Oh, the witches too. I didn't want to play the witch because you were the witch, and the whole point was that you were telling the story. So I felt like it would be
Yeah, if I had to pick 4 skins out of it, it would be Infernal, Witch, Fae, and Queen. Those are really awesome ones.
I'm weirdly into the Hollow, if only because I fucking love that sex move.
It is a great
the sex move
move.
is pretty funny.
Which is hilarious because like you just have to, both of you have to write down, was it confusing or soothing? And if you agree, then you both mark experience. And I just love that concept of like everything's just.
I think you have to both write it down in Roll20, and then whenever the DM's like 1, 2, 3, you both have to hit enter.
Yeah.
And whatever it is.
You just GM whisper it. GM whisper it to the GM so the GM can like compare.
Oh, you could do that too.
That's true. I
But
still
it's
want it to be revealed. Like,
Yeah, I think it would be cool to reveal it to the
true.
chat too. How does it feel, Josh and E, to have yet again made out in a game?
Well, let's just say when we meet in real life, there is going to be a lot of tension.
It's going to be really awkward, very charged. You could probably run a medium-sized city on us for about a month.
Excellent. I hope I can be there or not. I don't know.
Do you have the
Legally,
condition,
I'm sure you
voyeur?
Yeah. Oh, that would be, man.
Oh, Lauren and I need to definitely take a visit and have us do like an IRL episode. Come on, guys, get us to the goal point because it'd be so fun.
Get us to the goal point. Bring him over. We'll go to the YouTube space. We'll ask the YouTube space to like give us a room or something. Oh,
I'm sure they let us decorate it too, because I love prop decorating. Like, have you seen the stuff that I've done? I literally made a gingerbread house for our live stream room for NCSoft. What?
Just make us a gingerbread set.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can just bring it with us.
And then like after the break, people will
I
just come back to watching
green
and there's just bite marks.
I blue screened the fireplace and put like an actual real fireplace in there through blue screen. And then the windows I had changed out for each game. So
Nice.
Gingerbread dice, gingerbread minis.
They disappear. That's the issue.
Dice to roll. Nom, nom.
Like people come back after the break and the set's just half gone, bite marks in it. Just like,
I don't know. That would be kind of gross. I don't know if you'd want to make the set actually be edible.
That would be super disgusting.
Not that you couldn't do it. You could
I
totally
don't know.
do it
I
with
think
icing and
Harriet
stuff.
would eat it still.
Yeah.
No, if we did that, oh my gosh. You could do a maid RPG session, but have, instead of it be like maids, you have them elves and it's Santa. And it's Santa. Yeah, we could totally.
One of my friends was trying to convince me to play Maid RPG.
I love it so much. Oh my gosh. It's one of those things where you have to do it. Like, it's a great one-shot one, too. So
Okay,
if we ever
Maggie,
have, like,
you're
an
running
episode.
Maid RPGs one time. You just offered, so...
Okay. I'm down. Actually, for our holiday one, we're doing
Christmas
a Maid
one-shot.
RPG, but
Oh no.
it's going to be Santa.
Oh, no.
It's going to
Yeah,
be Santa.
Christmas
and the
one
elves.
shot.
Isn't like the whole point to like be like get your master's favor or something?
Yes. So you're elves, but you have to get Santa's favor. It's a little creepy.
Who shall be Merry
I have
Christmas?
a full-on Santa outfit, but I'm going to be an orc Santa. Have you guys seen my orc Santa?
No.
Okay, I'll send you. I wrote a story, and this is really freaking nerdy. If you guys go to my YouTube, it's on there, but I'll send you guys a link here, and I don't know, whoever's making this video can put it on the description.
I'm still trying to figure out how to do duck face.
I read out, the Christmas story, but it's a story about our D&D session instead of the Christmas story. So, where should I put this? In our chat?
In Discord? Because I can see
Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah. I'll do it in our cast chat. I think that's the link. You guys can watch that later if you want.
Live reactions.
Live reactions. It's like 8 minutes long, so I don't know if you want to listen to it for 8 minutes. Also, I'm using like a voice modulator, so it might be a little hard to read or listen to. But I think I posted a link in the chat or in the
Oh my god,
description.
that picture is amazing.
The link also links to the full words. So if you can't understand what he's saying.
That was nothing. What a weird noise that was. I'm a professional.
Watch it now. Are you guys watching it now?
Oh yeah. No, my phone went off.
No, I think
Oh
they're
my
watching.
god,
it
you're the
now.
most adorable Santa orc ever.
Are there many Santa orcs?
No, so it's quite easy to win that category. Not many people enter.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is the wrong one.
No, that's your vlog about it. Like, there's a bit in the middle
This
where you
is
can
my
see
vlog
you.
about it. Oh shit.
I'm
No,
really
no, no.
glad that the Patreon is now going to be watching us watching Maggie's video.
No, no,
We
no.
are commentating about an
I
RPG
shared the
set
wrong
in an
one. I shared a
RPG
vlog
while
with you guys.
discussing it.
Hold on, sorry.
This is what you.
This
paid
is the
for.
actual one. Sorry.
Okay,
Oh
let's
my
watch a
God.
different video while Patreon can watch us watch a video. This is our reaction video to Maggie's video.
That's the actual one. I'm sorry.
Here in
I
the
said
corner,
it's
put it
right.
in the dice box.
I just went to the first one that had like the orc face, but I clicked the wrong one. I had a
Sound like
vlog.
the parents in Charlie Brown.
I sound like the parents. Yeah, kind of. Look at his face.
Is it all coming out of my subwoofer? Like, there's nothing coming out of my speaker. It's all sub. It's like all like 50 hertz sounds or something.
It does sound like a weird demon right now. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, it totally is like the Charlie Brown thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, there's that. That's a thing that I did. By the way, don't wear a Hulk suit underneath a Santa suit. Is really hot.
Yeah, that would be. Why did you wear both?
That does sound so
Because I
hot.
was an orc. I wanted to look like an orc. The Hulk suit worked.
You should have just gotten one of those like fake ab plates and then like painted it green.
Like the He-Man one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was wearing like I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
You were Hulk Santa.
Well, I was an orc. I hope I look more like an orc.
I haven't looked at. I imagine you do.
Okay.
You're better at this than I am at making a slit throat for sure. It looked better before we started because there was like
Actually,
a proper line.
It's not
And
bad.
then it all
actually.
peeled off, so now it just looks like a smear.
Next time, I think potentially mix it with like cornstarch might actually help it stick more because it'll thicken it up. So it'll potentially stick a little bit more.
Or use oil paints are really great
Yeah.
because oil paint, not like oil that you use on canvas. It's specifically body oil paint.
Yeah.
Do not put oil paint on your skin whatsoever. Do not do that.
Mm-mm.
Body oil paint, yes. It dries really fast though, so it's.
If you're
can
wondering who
also,
our costume department is, you can tell.
Oh my gosh! If we get to do live shows, Lauren and I are gonna have so much fun with that.
Yeah, but you're the two coming from America, so you can't really bring anything.
We'll just make you get everything. Oh, that's true. We could bring like 2 giant suitcases full of
I
stuff.
actually had several when I did the Shadowrun game. 3 of my players commissioned props from me, so I just made like the horns that our troll had and the jacket with LED lights in it for our decker.
Nice.
The
Oh,
raggedy
LED stuff is
robe
fun.
With, I'm not gonna lie, this is where the sharky thing is. I had a bunch of fabric which I found tiny sharks on, which I used as the lining for his robe.
Oh,
The attention to detail there is ecstatically
precious.
amazing.
it's like from it on the camera you can't even see it.
No, I know.
But it's like, but
so far
Lauren
away
knows.
from it.
Lauren knows it's there. She knows.
I knew
all
there
that
was
matters.
shit on it.
That's what matters.
And then I learned that he does not like coffee. And I had tried to dye things and darken them with coffee, and so he spent 18 months being like, I smell like coffee all the time.
Get wrecked. That's a good prank.
Better than releasing spiders on.
By the
someone.
way, spiders are not a
Nobody
prank.
dies.
That is death. That is vengeance.
Yeah, I was
What
not expecting
Ara,
combat.
if you don't mind saying. Because Ara was clearly like a being of some sort, right?
I don't know, she sounded like the classic Buffy, a human who just does something weird
Lauren.
because...
Sorry, I got distracted. What did you say?
I said, what was Ara, if you don't mind sharing?
Oh, she was a super scientist.
Oh, okay.
Based on the context, except her specialty was in biology. So she was raising giant
Ah.
That makes sense.
Okay.
spiders. Yeah. Based on the
then
context that we can have people.
Because she was getting strings on us, and I was like, what? How is she? What is
Oh,
she?
any NPC can get strings on you.
Yeah. And I was just wondering what she was doing.
So I don't ever roll, but I can decide like if you do something in that moment that would constitute them gaining a little bit of social power over you. they can gain some strings on you. So like Gareth is just a football player, but he gained a string on Rose because she got upset, I think, about something.
Yeah.
And I think I was then unashamed with him or something. Because I used my unashamed is such a great ability.
You guys
Add 3
did it,
to any
so.
roll to turn someone on. Sure, I'll take that. It's a shame that I didn't really get to use it at the party as much, because at the party I was hot 3, plus 3 for unashamed if I wanted it, and I can add a +2 to any roll as well with the dark powers, which is a dark power ability. It's one of the few abilities I never used. So in theory I could have had like a +8.
That's stupid.
No, it would mean like 2. It would mean like 3 strings with the dark powers instantly, but that's an insta pass because you can only roll 2. So
Yeah, you would instantly, not even a partial success, you would just win.
yeah, but it is basically like, yeah, I'm now 6% of the way to my darkest self from one action.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, I use a little bit of that information, like knowing that in the Buffy and in the Hellmouth, like the proportion of people who are somewhat different or mysterious would be a little bit higher than typical. You didn't put your mask on.
I know, I completely forgot. I like had it right in front of me, but I was getting so carried away with how awesome it was, I forgot the mask.
Make it even harder for you to see.
Yeah, no, it's even harder now. You're right.
Yeah, that's gonna like fuck up all of your peripheral vision.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I figured that she was a super scientist with a specialty in biology, which is why I established that she was taking biology, chemistry, physics, and maths, and wanted to go into medicine or veterinary. Should have said veterinary.
Don't prank a super scientist.
Yeah, don't prank a super scientist. She
Don't
will
prank
unleash her
Luna.
murderous
Imagine
fire.
someone had pranked Luna.
It's
By the
true.
way, this morning when we were doing our makeup thing, I accidentally didn't have my thing on Wi-Fi, and I used up all of my data almost.
Oh
I had
my
like 8%
God.
left. Yeah,
Oh no.
it's bad. I was like, oh shit.
No, I will say there was one character that was a little bit special that you don't know what that special thing is. But that's
Tyrell. He's the only other really named character.
yeah, I'm not telling you what it is though.
He's a werewolf.
Sure.
Or is he a
Like-
were-shark?
Were-shark. I would like to say for the record,
Were-shark.
Lauren shut me
He
down.
wanted to be a were-shark so hard, and Lauren was like, no.
She's shark
And then he was
PTSD.
like, I'll be a were-platypus at one point, I think.
No,
was
someone else
the
suggests
deal.
platypus.
There were
I
a
suggested
lot of
otter.
different were
I
animals.
suggested
You were on the
otter.
verge. Oh, no. You were on the verge of it, and then duck came up, and then you were thinking about being a were-duck.
Were-duck. Whack. Whack, whack, whack.
It was getting ridiculous, and Lauren was like losing it. She's like,
This is the face I was making.
Also, he wanted to have a Russian accent.
God,
Oh,
I
yeah,
am
Russian.
Werebuck.
Were-bear.
I am Russian
Russian
werebear.
werebear.
From Russia with love. Dush. The problem is, like,
Anna.
the reason that I didn't do werewolf in the end, like, I thought werewolf would be a great contrast to the other characters, because it'd be a more reserved, more big and strong, less... But the thing is, like, I couldn't figure out a way to play it other than just doesn't do much. Like, I couldn't figure out a way to make it something, whereas I found a way to make Rose more interesting just from the voice. I just copied Drusilla's voice. I was like, that's it, I'm sold.
Really had a were-shark though.
I'm glad
And
you
he was,
didn't
you were
do that.
wanting it to be like the Maui were-shark, of just the top half was the shark.
Yeah, the Maui.
I actually would. I think if I had allowed you to do it, I would have been like, fine, you get to be a were-shark, but either you have a shark bottom, in which case you can't walk anywhere, or you have a shark top, in
And
which
you
case
suffocate.
you're slowly suffocating on land.
Roll a d2.
mean-
Exactly. It would have been like even odd.
Even worse with sharks, they can't breathe if they don't move. So I could have gone to a bathtub and put my head underwater. That wouldn't help. I need to
Yeah.
be moving.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, be careful what power you give me.
I would like to spend my darkest power to become a were-shark.
Okay.
And then
You're
suffocate.
suffocating slowly.
It's fine. I'll just spend another, like... I can't do that because it's a darkest self ability. FYI, people at home. I'm joking. I know. Oh, dear. Anyway,
I got to be a poltergeist.
I'm really sorry that I just didn't get as much time with Spencer, but the stuff with Harriet and Luna kind of took over. I was hoping I could have time with Spencer.
I was going to try and have
Spencer
sex with you,
finds
Ben.
you creepy as hell, and so just wants you away from him as much as possible.
I was really hoping that Spencer and I would spend more time. I was thinking earlier whenever we were by the sheep, I was like, oh man, maybe I should have done something more there. But it just didn't feel right. Because there was other people around.
Yeah, I was dubious about that with Harriet, but then Harriet rolled to turn me on. So I was like, cool.
In front of everyone.
To be fair, I was gonna try and have sex with Luna. I managed to date Harriet. I just wanted to become friends with Spencer. I just wanted to be Spencer's friend.
There's another thing as well of the Spencer's thing apart from walking through walls was listening to people's problems. The only person who really had problems to listen to was the one that he was really not happy at all about being around.
The reason being,
If
like,
Luna or Harriet had anything wrong, it would have been like, oh, what's been happening? Is everyone okay? But if you'd come up, it was like, what are you doing here? Having dreams about murdering me?
everyone watching, backstory that didn't come up is that my character has visions and dreams of myself slitting Spencer's throat. And I'm like, oh, but it's obviously a lie because he's alive as far as I'm aware. The thing is, we were both at the school at the same time, so it's possible that I may have killed Spencer. And me and Bentham agreed this, and we're like, you know what? It's even better if we don't know. We'll let Lauren decide and don't tell us.
So Rose was just like, I think I killed you, maybe. And I'm like, do I murder you now?
I'm like,
I'm not sure. I expected it to be more decisive if I ever found out who killed me.
That's what I really liked about it. Like, we're just really confused about the whole thing rather than being like, oh, I must seek vengeance.
Yep. But I wouldn't know if I should go full poltergeist and pelt him with books or not.
True. Until someone finds out your secret and then tells.
God damn it, Luna.
God damn it, Luna. I just wanted to be like the super nice person that you guys thought I was nice, but she's not.
Did that well.
Yeah. The system works
Yeah.
so well for
She's a vengeance
semi-cooperative.
fairy. Like, what do you expect?
For vengeance.
Like, the system works so well for semi-cooperative because you can be cooperative and you can be antagonistic, but if you are antagonistic, you still get the experience. And it's not a super, like, aggressive you die all the time game. So it works really, really well in the way that you can cooperate and be slightly harmful. And it's
Like
still
high
fair
school.
game.
Yeah. Let's not talk about high school. That's why I GTF'd out there as quick as possible. But you brought me back.
You're welcome. I do enjoy, though, if you play this game for long enough, eventually you can start taking growing up moves, which are like, my favorite one is that you can call people on their shit.
Yeah. I get a feeling that everyone who got that would have real issues, like, shutting down Rose. I'd be like, aww.
So, yeah. I had a lot of fun, though. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Thanks for
Thank
jamming.
you guys. I
Thank
definitely
you
want to
for
play
allowing
this more.
me and Josh to have more sex, because that is definitely what we needed.
It's
Well,
becoming a
let me know
theme.
If you ever need to GM you through that. Fade to black.
Oh, God. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for allowing us to do really weird stuff like this. So yeah, thank you. And I guess we'll be back in a bit.
Fade to
Bye.
black.
Oh, God. My mouse is on the wrong page. This is going to take 5 seconds longer than planned. And fade to black.